Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Panther Presents. Today, Chris, Stacey, and I shall be discussing Ghost, Season 1, Episode 9, Monster. To me, this was a monster of an episode. It really could have been the season finale, I felt. I doubt the actual season finale will live up to this one. That's just me. But as always, Stacey, where would you like to start? What do you think of this episode?
No, I'm just a bit confused about what they're trying to do with Kane's character. I had high hopes for him, but it looks like he needs to get murdered at this point. So I don't know.
Wait, who is this? Who?
Kane.
Oh, Kane.
Chris, what do you think of his story arc in this episode or this season, actually?
Yeah, so Kane's story arc kind of disappointed me for the most part. Like when we first introduced to him in the beginning, with him being kind of off the hook, he kind of reminded me of Tommy a little bit, and I guess one of the reasons why Tommy was kind of more of a fan favorite. Yes, he's a little off or whatnot. One of the things about Tommy is that he had different layers to him, and I thought we were going to kind of get more of that with Kane. And for some reason, especially seeing that, other than just like Mary J. Blige, the actor playing him kind of had like, somewhat of a, he's only been around for a few years, but he had somewhat of a, of credentials behind him. So for some reason, I thought we were going to get a little bit more of him, and we've got a little bit of him, but I didn't expect his story arc to kind of just turn into like within just a matter of a few episodes, him being on the outs like this. And now he's just kind of seemed more vulnerable than anything. But I mean, I don't know. I hope he survives this last episode because to me personally, he's one of the best parts of the show, of this entire series. I don't know if y'all feel the same way because a lot of the characters I think are lacking. You know what I mean? And that, don't get me wrong, I think Kane was lacking as well at certain elements too. But but some of his even random comedic moments that's not even supposed to be comedic, like randomly his siblings opening his girlfriend's door. They're like, where's Kane at? He's like, oh, he ain't here. And they open up just a little bit. He's just sitting right there and stuff like, damn it. Like, or whatever. It's just, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that was good. That was pretty funny. So, I'm a little shocked though too. I don't know about y'all, but I was a little shocked at how Monet and Diana kind of turned it on him with the whole thing with like Rico, whatever. It's like, because you weren't here, and this is why this happened. So go away and not be here again, even though we told you in the beginning not to be here, but somehow that's your fault, even though we drove you away. What? Well, okay, just kill him off then. Just kill him off, because that's clearly what y'all want to do. Kill him off.
So with that note, so two things. So to your point, it was Monet. Monet being an emotional, like person that's really not really being a business person about all this whole thing. She went a very emotional of, you don't say his name. Like that's not mature in any way, shape, or form. And Diana is just going off what the mom said. You know what I'm saying? So for her to be like, again, you weren't here. You kicked me out of the family, and now you can't even say my name in the family. So how was I supposed to be here to save my brother? Like, listen to yourself. Like, so she's just all over the place because her son just got shot, and she wanted more for her kid. But with Frankenstein and the monster being the overarching story or the theme for this episode, I think Frankenstein is really about nature versus nurture, not the Black experience in America. We're gonna get to that bullshit at the end of this video. But first I want to deal with, like, Kane is that. And I think he represents what Kane and Kanan are going to be similar stories. I think Kanan this summer, you're going to see Kanan Stark go from mild-mannered high school kid to murderous drug dealer out of what he grew up, how his environment made him who he was. Kane said several times in this episode, Mom, I'm who you made me to be. This is what you wanted. This is what you created. And you saw throughout the season, every time he did something violent, his mom was right there, wiping his face, telling him he did a good job, You know, when she needs someone hurt, she went to Kane. When she needed somebody beat up, she went to Kane. She created this monster, and now she's scared of it, and she's trying to get rid of it. But this is who you made, you know, and that's all he's saying. I'm a product of my environment, and my environment is you. And I think that's the story for him, and I think that's what Tariq is going through right now. Like when Tariq was like, I'm who I am based on how I grew up in my surroundings. But I'm like, you grew up privileged, actually. So I don't know what the fuck you talking about. But his experience made him like when he was anyway. So that's why I think his story of I'm a product of my environment. Kane is what his mom created, what his dad created, and now they don't know what to do with it. And now that they pushed them away, like Frankenstein's monster, now that the monster is by itself, having to figure out who he is to the world, like he's gonna be violent, you know, because that's all he really knows. But I like the fact that he came to save his, even despite the crap that Monet's put on him, he still got Lil Guap's ass because he stole his mom's product. He still went out to try to rescue his family when he thought Rico was going to kill him. So he still got love for him, despite everything. And even though he's got done killing the cop, Ramirez, you know, bye Ramirez. See you at the crossroads.
That was insane. What the hell?
I'm like, is that where she's like, see
you just killed the cop, man.
Yeah, you're like a guitar player or something. I don't know. He's like a musician, right?
That's not okay. That was a little bit. Yes, he's a musician. I think he sings. I don't know if he plays guitar though. I mean, but
I will say I did predict. It's funny. I did predict that Kane was going to kill him, but not in this fashion. But okay, whatever. You know, I'm glad I got the prediction right. I was hoping it was in a different method though.
You mean reason? I mean, he was always going to shoot him. You mean reason?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Like, I mean, for one, I thought, and from the beginning, I thought like maybe he wouldn't know that he's sleeping with his mom. I thought originally, like when they first, and then when he finds out,
then he kills him.
He finds out that he's really trying to become a good cop again or something, and then he finds out, and then boom, pop him. You know what I mean? This one's just more of like, leave me alone.
Well. No, this thing was, and this whole thing, like somehow Tariq is the big bad that everyone has to get rid of, is irritating me. That Kane is like, we got to get rid of Tariq and my mom will love me again. And then Ramirez is like, we got to get rid of Tariq and the Monet will love me again and need me again. So then Ramirez was about to kill Kane because now that Tariq is out of the way somehow getting rid of Kane will bring like him, like that will make Monet love him again and will need him again. Like both of them need to be needed by Monet, and they're willing to kill each other to do it. And I thought that was a bit much and too early. Like Ramirez just got here. Like there's no, I give a damn that he's dead. Like it doesn't matter, except the fact that he was somehow the only one protecting them from the cops who somehow don't even bother to go after him.
It's going to no, I mean what I'm pretty sure it's going to be a huge deal. I mean, killing a cop is a huge freaking deal. So just like it was a huge deal when Tariq did it, you know, killed a cop, and that became like the baseline of what turned into with
season four. Season 4 was like the
season 4. Yeah, this one this is going to be big. This is going to be another. This is going to turn out to be something big
season
too.
5 actually.
You know what I mean? So I feel like, or at least I hope. You know what I mean? That it's going to turn into something much bigger in a sense of like, yes, you're right. We don't give a damn, but we give a damn in a sense of now we're going to see a huge ass investigation, and then you're going to see like some celebrity attorney that I see both y'all faces. Damn it!
Absolutely not.
No, I want to be wrong about this. I want to be wrong. No, we got to have faith, guys. We can't just say they won't do everything correctly. Like they will finally they could do. Every once you just said the previous episode that was a good episode, right? Or was it the episode before that?
No, it wasn't. No, last week's episode. But anyway,
they could do some good stuff. They could actually like.
It's not. But Stacey, what are your thoughts? Is this death going to come back on the Tejadas or Kane?
I don't think so. We've seen tons of people get killed on Power, and nobody gives a damn. So no, I don't think it will come back on Kane. Yeah.
They haven't flushed out the police department. The only cop we've seen is Ramirez.
They haven't fleshed out anything. Like the Tejadas are supposed to be this big, powerful group, yet Kane is the only muscle they have. And with Kane gone, now everybody's coming for Monet. Makes no sense. Like, I can see if Rico was coming because, oh, you killed my distributor and you took my drugs and you didn't pay me. Cool. But, oh, Kane is gone so long. Now we could just go ride on them? That doesn't make sense.
So it's not just that. So it was the fact that Kane and his whatever's left of the GTG boys that he allowed to live, like somehow recruited or killed all the other five dealers that were working for Monet. So he took away Kane and the GTG boys took five different dealer organizations. Somehow Kane,
5 organizations. Like 5 deals. Okay.
No, it's 5 organizations. So like episode 3, you saw like the people, you saw points of contact, or at least 5 of them, right? That Kane and Drew drove around collecting the money. So they want you, and that's why Drew came to see Kane, because he said you took all our dealers. So somehow Kane has recruited all of them, and now that's his network. So it's basically what Ruiz and Kanan wanted to do to Ghost and Tommy in book 1. Like we get all you. And
that's my point. We saw development of Ghost organization. We saw Drifty. We saw Ruiz. We saw the RSK.
Yes.
Here, only thing we see is Kane, Drew, and Diana.
That's true.
Lorenzo's in jail. We don't know what type of network they have.
That's also very true.
They're always broke, and then they're dependent on Zeke's NBA money to save them. It doesn't make sense.
So you're completely right. They've done nothing to let us know how big this network is, and therefore, how much pull now that Kane has that he's taken over this thing, and somehow again he and the GTG boys did this in a day. Like in a couple of days, but anyway, Rico is coming to be like, I'm assuming, we have to assume it's, they killed my guy, they got my drugs, and I don't need them to distribute anymore because now I got Kane and his crew. So they dropped.
That would make sense. But then if that's true, is Monet not smart enough to think, okay, he's coming down here to personally deliver drugs? You don't think he's gonna try to kill you?
Or he's gonna be asking some kind of damn questions like, "What happened to my dude? Like, how is he dead?" I'm sure they gave no real explanation for any of this, but they've hired no other muscle.
He's
Where's the big fat owl looking?
Like,
guy?
Owl and his nephews. Who is Owl and the nephews? And why can't you give them guns so they can be?
And who is Bishop? We still haven't met Bishop.
Who is Bishop? And I was so wrong. I thought it was the pastor, but that never turned out to be anything.
You think a pastor is going to be named Bishop?
Yeah.
Well, it could be like a code name.
Yeah. Well, there are bishops.
One day he wants to become one or something.
Anyway. Again, I was wrong. It doesn't matter. The point is, we don't know who Bishop is, as Stacey pointed out. We don't know who Al or the nephews are. The only one that makes this operation work is Kane. And once her monster is gone and she pushes him away, now he has to do, and now he's turning on the family. Now he's like, hey, Monet and Lorenzo don't mean shit. Like you, Drew, can run this whole thing. And we talked about that too. Like what happens when the kids figure out they don't need the parents? And they're like, we can just make our own thing. And Kane is like, we can do our own thing. And Drew's like, you got me all the way fucked up because I don't want to be in drugs at all.
When is Lorenzo supposed to get out?
He ain't getting out. It's 25 years.
I thought he was like, didn't they say on one of the internet? So when homegirl, what's her name? Carrie,
Professor Carrie
entered his name, the first thing that popped up said 25-year sentence. It said 25 years.
Yeah.
So no, that's why I just asked, and then you got 25 because you got sentences like that, and then you get like if you're good behavior, you get parole, which tremendously reduces it, especially if you have power on top of that. You know what I mean? And a really great lawyer. So
he's probably in there for at least another 10, if not 15. I think he's in there for at least another 10, 15 years.
Now I'm gonna go with 10, 15 episodes. But yeah, 10. or is it more? Let's reduce it to 4 episodes. Hell,
No.
season finale next week. He gonna be out.
No, bro. He's in there for the duration. Like I can't see him come
Think
because
so?
that changes the whole power dynamic. If he comes out and then Monet is not in charge, and the
Exactly.
fact that he wanted Drew to take over this organization is sexist. One. Well, and ridiculous. Number two, like because he don't think his daughter could do it. Monet couldn't do it. He wants Drew to do it. Like can't.
No, well, she already said Monet already said like Diana, we try to shield you away from this.
He said same thing about Drew. That's not. She said same thing about Drew. Kane.
No, only she only said
so they didn't have to.
when it came to some of the violent stuff. You know what I mean? But as far as the drug distribution, she never said that part with Drew. She only said like when it came to like handling certain things when people didn't pay. That stuff, she said, no, that is what your brother Kane is for. Your job is that. But she made sure that Diana stayed away from all of it. You see what I'm saying?
Also not true, because she was like, you need to make moves, you need to make decisions. Let me show you how to run this. She wanted Drew and Diana to be the brains of the operation, and Kane was always going to be the muscle. But she was molding those two to be the brains. And Dad, that's why Dad wanted Drew to handle the original GTG problem, because he wanted to see that Drew could step up, but they don't realize that he's a special soft kid on the inside, and he really just wants to paint, you know what I'm saying, and love his basketball player and ride off into the sunset. But now he got shot in the shoulder. I knew he was gonna be fine. He took a shot. He's fine. Shoulder shot, like he's gonna be all right. But
I don't know why he had to stand up. Think about it. Like you're drawing gunfire.
Drew is the Raina. Something has to happen to him. He's Raina.
But like
he's the good middle kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been in the midst of like
a gunfire
or anything, but I at least know that when
you don't get up and walk across the room while they're shooting.
Don't stand up. You do not stand up and like, hold on, let me go in the back to get my gun. And that's the thing. The dude gonna probably just get a pistol.
Yeah.
He motherfucker got like, and then cars. What you gonna do?
Wait. Okay, if you want to do that, professionals do not shoot into a building. They come inside and make sure they're killing the target. You might as well do a drive-by. Like literally just keep on driving if that's the dumb shit you're gonna do. How did they know that they were in there and who was in there? How did they know that? How did they know
Monet coming to drop off the drugs? Remember?
I was about to say, yeah, they knew because of that. That's how
they could have been downstairs in the basement where the drugs were held. They could have been in the fucking bathroom.
It was more of sending a message. I don't know if they were necessarily like the intent was. I mean, yeah, they were like, oh yeah, if we kill him, awesome. But at the same time, if we only get one of them, whatever, this will at least deliver to that punk ass Monet about what's going on.
Even more reason why you go inside to make sure that the message is delivered and who you deliver it to. It did make it. You drive all the way up from DC to just shoot up a random this club and pray you hit somebody. Like I would expect more out of Rico. Like I would expect more out of professional drug dealers.
Those I mean, I know DC Joe is, but are they from DC?
Yeah.
Okay, because I ain't hear no go-go in the car, so I'm just joking. That would be kind of no joke. If they wound up playing go-go and this thing, I'm like, Courtney, Courtney, what you asshole? Like, really going to in a weird way? Because that thought when they called to do DC Joe. When he would like come in with a box cutter, I was expecting for some reason I don't know if you guys watching. There's a big thing in DC called beating your feet when you like when you're dancing or whatnot to go, and then so you're doing this for some reason. When they called to do DC Joe, I was expecting him to go dancing in there, and I was like, they are not going to do that with the character like that. They are not, especially when Stringer Bell in The Wire when he brought up was like, yo, don't bring every time they brought up DC, they had to bring up Go. I'm like. Really, this is what we're doing. Wire. This show's so great, and then y'all just going to have to go stereotypical with the whole DC thing. Okay, and that's for some reason with the show like this, I just thought, okay, they're gonna bring up DC if The Wire brings it up, which is the all-time best show in the entire freaking universe. A lowly show on STARZ will probably do it too. You know.
Okay, so we'll get to your channel shaming later.
I'm sorry,
but so
I'm sorry.
With the issue of turning nature versus nurture, turning people into killers. Like when Monet said, "What did you do?" When Kane said, "We just take over the streets." Did you kill them all? And he said, "No, I'm not. That's not who I am. Like I'm not Kane. Like." And his mom should know that. Monet should know who she's dealing with. But again, she's trying to create a monster. She's trying to create like Drew into Kane. And it's like, that's not who he is.
I hate to say it, because I mean I love me some Mary J, but she needs to die, yo. Mary J just needs to die.
Why are you turning into me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
no,
the one that kills everybody off.
she's getting so annoying now. Like, even, and she sounds so hypocritical, and it's just like more like randomly putting them like, huh? Oh no, it's Tariq. Wait, my money's a little late. Going to the head, like. What? Like, you depend on this dude. I'm sorry, I was about to say the N-word again.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
You depend on this dude.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, like, you're late with my money. Like, come
on. Nobody believes this shit. Like, he's the only reason you're still alive. And apparently the only reason you got a drug organization going, you're making any profit is because of Tariq. But let's talk about Tariq. So let's talk about Tariq again, making a monster. All right. So Tasha and Kanan created the monster of Tariq. Like, if you will, Ghost provided the nature. You could say he provided the genes, but when it became making Tariq a criminal, that was Kanan. Kanan shaped Tariq into the criminal that he is, and then Tasha took it to the next level, or she tried to tell him how to cut up a brick, which they also bring up in this episode. They'll be like, well, I had to teach you so you wouldn't get yourself killed. He almost got murdered last week. Like,
the funny thing is, I don't even see, I mean, I know that they're trying to make you seem like both him and Kane are both the monsters and whatnot, but I don't even see Tariq as a monster in the sense of the only reason why he's even slinging drugs in the first place in the school is because he got to pay for the lawyer. Like, literally, that was the only thing, like, because of like him going to the school, this expensive ass school, and trying to pay for the lawyers. Like, isn't that what was like kind of prompted him to start to do this business in the first place? What other motivate? Like, Stacey, tell me if I'm wrong. What was the motivation?
Did we forget that he was selling drugs in high school? Like, we just conveniently forget that he was selling drugs in high school. He had money
because they had a divorce. Because his parents had a divorce and his mom didn't have money. Remember? And he said, "Don't worry, mom, I got you."
Teach me the motherfucking gang goes. You don't remember that conversation?
The who? What'd you say? I couldn't understand.
Teach me the motherfucking gang goes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always felt like every time he was dealing drugs, it was always to either protect his mother, like by like
absolutely not.
When it was a divorce.
Absolutely not. When he was balling and choked, that was for him. He had the watch, he had the chain. His parents were just fine. He wanted the money. Kane showed him what it could be, and he was like, "I got to make this money." Now, to your point, once Tasha moved out, and even then, he knew his mom was struggling, and it wasn't until she was like, "I gotta go get a job." He was like, "I got this, bitch," and he like put that money on the table. He was balling out even before then, and he was only worried about self. Okay, she said, "This is who you are. I have to teach you this because you ain't gonna let the game go."
Yeah,
this is who he is.
No, I mean, I knew she said it. I just never bought it. Is what I'm saying. Like, it just didn't. He just didn't seem like like. I know a bunch of kids could just do, but like, just think about it. If someone said, "Hey, you make money quick, like real quick, fast, whatever," that don't necessarily like what he's doing. Don't necessarily make him a monster. It just mean like, dude, you get your ass caught. Like, you want to do some serious time. But that's why I didn't understand the whole Frankenstein thing for him. Kane made completely sense. Kane made that was 120% sense for him. But
when Monet unnecessarily put the gun to his face, and he started to have the montage of, "I made my choices, I'm ready for the consequences," right? Like, I really like that moment because he at some level he was accepting responsibility, that he's responsible. Like, the fact that he thought of Akeisha and realized he was responsible. He thought of Raina and realized he was responsible. Like, he thought of his dad, and he thought of Kanan. Interesting, Kanan was so late in the list. If these things were supposed to be in order of his memories, and finally, like, he killed his own dad, like, he was responsible. Like, he was about to kill Tamika in episode 5. He was about to kill Epiphany this episode. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
His mom is like, his mom, just like Monet, is shaping him like into this. It's like, but I'm saying, but I mean, Kane and his mom helped him become who he is. You can't make him do anything. But Tariq has the aptitude, and they're putting him into position to make it easier for him to kill people. Is what I'm saying. But the fact that he chose to give like Epiphany some money so she just get the hell out of town was a very ghost move. You know, like I thought that was cool. The fact he didn't kill Tamika, at least not yet. But now that's his lawyer, so he can't kill her. But that's what I'm saying. I think they were trying. To me, that's what it's trying to show, that even in a certain level, even Tariq has been shaped, especially by his mom, to be who he is right now.
Yeah, that I mean, I didn't even understand him trying to even shoot him. I'm like, all right, you're in this rich person's home. For one, think about it, a rich person's house in 2020. There's some damn cameras around, okay? Like, you weren't wearing no hoodie coming in first. Like,
not if you're cheating on your wife and you got your mistress staying in your
Also
house
true.
while you and your wife are out of town. Makes
Also
no sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you would turn it up. Yeah, but it kind of he also kind of alluded that he kind of wanted to kind of almost get caught, and I'm like, this dude, your little quote, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call him that. Your little quote slave master little friend or whatever is like really, he really into some kinky shit. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Let's be real. The owner of the house is white. I didn't even have to see him. Let's know he's white. I just know it. I don't know. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. Sorry.
That's profiling, sir, and profiling is wrong. You assume
this whole episode was about profiling, sir. They're like, they try to make a point of that.
Well, don't you start on that, Chris. Not yet. not yet. I'm gonna wait till the end. Because
I might surprisingly, I mean, when we get to that, I might have an opposing view to you.
Hey man, no problems. No problem.
Yeah.
Huh? What's those things?
Doctor.
Yeah, I know, right? But no, I think to your point, either way, white or black, it doesn't matter. You don't kill someone in a house like that and don't think the cops are not going to come look into this shit, right? Like, he did not think. What's up, Stacey? What's up?
Cops look into nothing. Tommy shot up the penthouse.
Nothing.
Nobody said nothing.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. Like, there's been plenty. Like, to Stacey, there's been plenty of murders that they just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Keisha died in a very nice white neighborhood. No one gave a fuck. They just kept it moving. You know what I'm saying? If he would have knocked her off right there, they wouldn't have said nothing. But the fact it took so long with the dialogue, I was like, they're not. They want you to care for Tariq. They don't want you to see him as the murderous monster that he is. Like, they put him in situations where if he did it, he had to, and you kind of understand. You know, Tommy just did it. Like, Tommy didn't give two fucks. Like, he was like, he shot Marie with no hesitation. Like, and nobody thinks bad of Tommy.
Well, only because, see, the thing is, but we know that's who Tommy is. Like, he is very impulsive like that. So, Tariq, they're trying to build us up to think that Tariq thinks before he acts. So, that would have been a Tommy move. Going to, like, you know, see Epiphany and then wanting to shoot, like, just go and getting his gun. That would have been perfect if for Tommy. That doesn't look right on Tariq at all. It doesn't look like the method. You know what I mean?
With Ghost, we never saw him kill a woman.
That's true.
So if they're patterning, is that a word?
Patterning.
Tariq after Ghost.
Mimicking? A pattern.
Yeah.
Copycatting.
We're assuming that he won't kill a woman.
Yet.
Yes, he just pays them off.
There you go, Stacey. There you go. Just like his daddy. Just like his daddy.
Like, damn it, Brayden, you ain't doing nothing about Riley. I'm gonna have to do something myself. Put on the gloves like his father. You know
like, don't make me do it. I know he's going. Okay. So anyway, so Tariq again. It's like Tasha's a terrible mother. We just need to accept that. Also, Paula. I want to finish this thought of former NYPD detective Paula is talking to a criminal, a woman who's accused of murdering her husband, a woman with a history of at least supporting drug dealing. These are facts that Paula knows. This woman looks at Paula and says, tell my son to handle this woman the way we did Slim. Just could you please relate that message? And not once does she go, this don't seem like, how did you handle, what does this mean? No problem.
Yeah. Because on First 48, they type in Slim, the picture pops up.
Yeah. Boom. Kanan Stark
killed in a cop shootout. Tariq was there. Hello.
No, I could not. I was so disappointed that they're gonna us to believe that Paula really was like, I'm just gonna relay this message. I'm sure Tasha has no ulterior motives to this. She just wants me to relay a sweet message to her darling son. I'll do that, no problem. You can kiss my ass. You totally. I was so mad at that shit, and then no, like she had to know if she was Proctor. Proctor would have understood and gave the message anyway. But she should have known.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, Proctor is like more. He deals with street thugs for a living. Like he knew that there was a street code to all of this. She ain't about that life for one.
Paula was a detective. She dealt these kind of criminals. She should have known something was up. If they for them to make her a detective, it made her look stupid. It made her look stupid unnecessarily. Like if she was just some kind of just a simple detective who never dealt with criminals really, and she just listened to whatever her boss / lover tells her, and that kind of thing. I would have been okay.
Dr. Epiphany Turner, let me not look this up to see if she really is, like, to see what a Dr. Epiphany is.
Dr. Epiphany.
That is an interesting first name for a doctor, but whatever, but like, sure, let me not look this up.
She just kept moving.
Stripper. Oh, so my lover is searching up strippers now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
what? So Stacey brought up a good point. Effie. So the operation. So Brayden leaving the Tariq's their room he has with Tariq, staying with Trace because he's mad at Tariq. I want to remind everyone that's Brayden's room. That's the Weston room. Like, it's not theirs, it's his. Like, he easily and should have kicked Tariq out of his room and said, go back to your own shit. Like,
that's just more of, I looked at that as just more of equivalent to the man owning the house and whatnot. The wife gets mad and the husband still decides to get a hotel room or just sleep on the couch. Like, he's like, you know what? You stay. I'm gonna be out. Whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I looked at it like that, just more of like, what the hell? Like,
my friend, best business partner, screws me on my business deal and breaks me up my relationship with the one woman that I care about, and then talks shit about me for sleeping with my girlfriend in my room. That motherfucker getting out. Like he gone.
I thought about you when he was talking so reckless. Tariq was talking so reckless about Riley. He said, "What, man? Let's do this." A fight. I was like, "Oh, is this the fight that David's talking about? Is this the fight?" I was so, I don't know why. It was a small bit of me wanted that to be the fight that you were talking about, because I was like, yo, this is gonna be hilarious seeing these two little 5'6" dudes like fight or whatever. Like
Brayden can fight.
Yes.
I think he's a boxer in real life or something.
Who is Brayden for real?
Unlike Tariq,
is he for real?
Brayden won a street fight in this show. Like, I mean, in this show, Brayden the character whooped the shit out of somebody, and that's how he won Riley.
Well, yeah, but I looked at that moment or whatever. Wasn't that dude high on like drugs or whatever at that party?
Oh,
party, right?
He just always looks like that. No,
whoa, yeah, man. Like, we'll calm down, skin marks.
No, that's just Brayden. I'm just saying Brayden has proved his hands, is what I'm saying. Tariq has not. And Brayden and Tariq had too many bitches coming out of his mouth. Like, Brayden should have knocked him out just out of principle. Like,
I was waiting for that. I was like, man, that dumb bitch. I was like, oh shit, how do you not catch these hands already?
Like, look, man, there's only so much bullshit I'm gonna take from you. But like a true Tommy, he's like, look, we about this business. Let's go ahead and meet up with Effie so we can take care of this situation. But F you, I'm still down with the game. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, Brayden's doing all this for free. Brayden is a very rich kid. In no way, shape, or form does he need this money. He just likes to do it because he just enjoys the game.
He likes the thrill. It's the thrill for him.
It's the thrill. I'm like, Tariq is the luckiest drug dealer ever. He has a partner that wants nothing, just to be a part. And he can't even be honest with this dude. Okay. Right. He did tell him the truth about Riley working, who's uncle and all, and Sax and all that. And I thought that was cool. Like, they're trying to set that up so he can have this Holly moment with Riley and stuff. I don't know if he's going to choke her out.
In the beginning, though.
Huh?
Like, he should have done that in the beginning.
Instead of lying.
I think they were trying to make us look at it like him trying to build it up to him, knowing that Brayden's already pissed at him about the whole Riley thing. That I think that's what they were trying to do, so that's why he did not bring it up initially. But he kept being so reckless already with Riley. I was like, well, at that point, you might as well, if you're going to just already say that, like, kind of talking the way you are about her, you might as well just say like who she really is anyway. You know what I mean? That's
dude. I was like,
but it looked like that's what they were trying to do, which is why Tariq did not bring up the whole Cooper Sacks connection. You know what I mean?
I love, but he pulled a classic Ghost Tommy move when he was like, "I would trust you, Braden, but you got Riley, man. How much have you told her about the business?" I'm like, Holly, 101, Holly. How much does Holly know, Tommy? Remember, he was like, you open her mouth, you open your mouth to her, she opens her mouth to somebody else. You know how this goes down. And Tommy was like, I'll kill her if I have to. Like Tommy was already ready.
Does she die next in this season finale?
No. It'll be like next season. It won't be. They got too many things going on. But she ain't gonna make it. Like she I mean, if she go back to Braden, she ain't gonna make it. She ain't walking away from the series. That's how this has to be. It's just a matter of fact who's gonna do it.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't know. I don't know if Carrie's gonna make it. Like,
nah. Carrie's. I know. Monet tried to talk shit, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Real quick,
Monet trying to talk shit.
I just want to take care of Effie real quick. So seeing Effie again, I was happy that again it was interesting that they used Braden to debt the beef, if you will, between Tariq and Effie. When Effie last week revealed that somehow it was Braden who made her feel kind of weird because Braden wanted to get with her. I'm like, that was some bullshit. But somehow she's willing to meet with Braden without Effie. Oh, also, Stacey, explain, tell me what tell everybody what you said about why Effie was mad last week.
Oh, so my thing was, you gave him 50% of your profits and you gave him some cooch all weekend. And then he blows you off the next day. And you already seen him in the room with the blonde chick. So you feeling some type of way. He took your cooch, he took your money, and you pissed.
I didn't even think about that till Stacey said, I was like, yeah. Like, that's why she was like, you can suck my dick. I was like, you already sucked mine. That would have been my response.
She missed her own homecoming to come to yours.
Oh, well,
she probably didn't even watch basketball. She probably ain't even into basketball. She did it for you.
Why is she not in school?
Remember, she did say a line last episode, and I just thought it was very convenient that she said the line. She's like, "Oh yeah, I got some time." I was like, "Yeah, I got some time. I could stay a little bit late, like even after after homecoming." I'm like, "How much time they give you?" I'm like, "It ain't even winter break. Like, what the hell? Like you got." I mean, like, what, you got one class a week or something like that? Like, most of your classes online or something? Like, what?
Right.
That could be, maybe half her classes online, maybe.
She's running around Yale with a bag full of cocaine and a gun, and somehow she's never been stopped by anybody. Like, this is way too much. Like, this.
She's a girl. She can slide.
She can slide.
I was about to say, yeah, girl, yeah. No one's going to stop her.
And she likes.
Yeah, nobody's going to stop a woman and like, oh, I want to go through your purse. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
But she hang around with this black kid who looks kind of unsavory. You know what I'm saying? She could be like, "Excuse me, why are you talking to
who, Tariq?"
Yeah, he look and random white boy come up for no reason. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Then matter of fact, the white boy would kind of save all three of them in a sense. They're like, they're good.
Shit, you a Weston? Oh my bad. You bought half a Yale too. Excuse me, Mr. Weston. I did not mean to offend you.
No. That's the Western brother. That's the brother of his father. That's who put up a lot of money for Yale. No, seriously, I didn't say West. Anyway, so good. Effie's gonna be around for Effie to be like, Tariq, I'm a monster. You're a monster. Let's be monsters together. I'm like, you just snitched on him at Choate, right? Like, you never killed anybody, right? Like, we missing something?
We don't know anything about Effie. We don't know who her plug is. We don't know about her family situation. We don't know nothing about her. She probably got bodies somewhere. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know why she snitched on Tariq. Like, was it family related too? Like, if she will be in the show in the future.
She is the bride of Frankenstein.
2 points for you, Chris.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, 1 minute right she got a plug over here giving her cocaine. Now she's coming to Tariq for cocaine. What is happening?
That's true. She already has her own plug. So isn't that going to be upset? Like, why you moving his weight and not my weight?
And why am I paying for this when you stole drugs from me anyway?
Right.
You should give me this brick for free.
And somehow she already had money waiting for them, which means Braden already gave her a stash before that meeting. Because remember, she handed them a bag of money, then she took the drugs. So she was paying for, let's say she was paying for the drugs. So she was like, hey, she paid up front for this product. What? like, no, you owe me half of this shit, and I'll do the rest for you, on consignment. Like, what are we doing? Like, anyway. So we got that working out. Zeke is understanding the real life that his family's in. His relationship with Carrie is getting more complicated because now he's snitching about his family. Then Monet shows up to put some fear into Carrie. That was a bit much.
Who again, I brought this up before, but I don't know if these people just be waiting around and be like, damn, I hope maybe she'll show up. What if she didn't want to go back to the office? Then Monet was like, damn, I broke into the school for nothing.
And sat here all night for no reason.
I sat here all night with the lights off for nothing.
Hey,
nothing. Or maybe she saw the car, it's like, okay, and then she's like, let me run in place for you.
That white dude, the guy who's in charge of the whole thing, he should have walked. Excuse me, ma'am, who are you? Excuse me, I'm the aunt of one of Professor Carey's students. I just wanted to talk to her. Excuse me. And then, like, she sat there all night with the lights off. Like, it's not intimidating. You look dumb as shit. Like, why were you sitting there? How does she know where the office was?
How does she know where the office was? But bigger question, how the hell did Carey get those damn pictures? How did he get Zeke's kid pictures? He'd never been to the house. She's never been to his house. Why does she have kid pictures of him?
Bruh.
What the hell? Someone called the cops. Like, what's going on here?
Hey, how is your boy
so cute? And I was like, yeah, that's wait, huh? How does she get these pictures? Like, what the hell?
Walks in, she has a desk full of Zeke stuff, and not once did he go, maybe she's fucking Zeke. Like, that never crossed his mind. That never crossed his mind. How did you get these photos? Why are you looking at these photos?
Yeah, who gave you these photos?
Nothing. He's like, it's got.
If it was like on social, if she saw it on social media, I would have been fine. But no, these were printed out pictures. They even had the old school thing when you write the stuff on the back.
Yes,
like, it was the old school thing that we all got family that did that. That write everybody's name, the year, all the stuff. It says Aunt Evelyn Williams' house, 1995. You know, I mean, like Charlotte. You know, like all that stuff. I was like, really, like this is how she get this? How is it on the library archives? Like, was Zeke's life? Yeah, right, just right there for your take.
And she's like, look, this is just a booty call. You need to stop. I don't need you to come over here.
I say she's obsessive. She made it seem like he's obsessive. Like, no, this is the last time. I'm like, apparently not. You got his pictures.
That's what I'm saying. And you kept on boning him after that night in the bathroom. So clearly this is something for you too.
I thought they were going a different route when she saw the bruises. Because remember, she just saw that. I thought she was going, I thought like she thought it was like a hickey, and then scratch marks. Did you? Am I the only one that thought that at first?
Those are big ass bruises, bro. I mean, I can
right
see
there. I thought like
I can see.
Yeah, until that, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right, never mind. They went a different route.
Yeah. You thought she was gonna be jealous? They'll be like, who you sleeping with?
I really did. I truly did. And then I was like, oh, here we go. Like,
he's gonna say Everett.
Yeah.
I really thought.
She, let's be real. She is going to be banging that damn special prosecutor.
Oh, okay. So we got detective. I was gonna say his name. I tried to practice his name. Fuck. What's his name?
What, Laz? Alonso?
Yeah, his character name.
Yeah, his character. Yeah, just Alonzo. Just call him.
I don't know.
It sounded like Scarface. What was Scarface's name? Like real life in the show, in the movie.
Oh shoot, I don't. Tony
Montana.
Oh, was it Montana? Okay.
Yeah, he's like Detective Montana. It was something like that. It was anyway. Yeah. Anyway, Mother's
They're
Milk.
gonna be boning. They're gonna bone. They're gonna bone.
They're gonna bone. But we thought he was gonna be Ghost's brother. He still could be. He could be the brother that went straight. If this character develops to the point that we meet his mama, and she has ties to New York and Queens, that will be Ghost's brother. Like, I hope they don't go that route, but they could go that route.
Oh yeah, random plug. Shout out to Tasha for acknowledging that she needs to go home to her two kids. Okay. For the longest time, she did say that, and I was like, props, because for the longest time, the show makes you think there's only one kid involved here. And then I'm pretty sure the first draft says like, I got a kid at home, and then someone's like, Courtney, no. Remember, there's another one.
Yes.
Two. That's right. There's two.
There's two people. Like I was like, they actually mentioned. You're right. In some general way, they mentioned Yaz existed.
I'm sorry. This is off topic, but
thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
It shouldn't stand out to me, but it did, because I was shocked somehow. I was shocked that it was acknowledged.
Even more thing you should have brought up the fact was she handed over the burner and there was no charger. The guy came back. The random ass dude came back, and you were like, I was like, all I could think of you was Chris. I was like, where's that fucking charger?
Nope.
Where's that fucking charger?
I paid attention. He said, give me the burner. I was like, okay, there's the phone. I was like, oh, okay. Nothing else. And she didn't get in trouble apparently because like even if she had the charger, that would have got her in trouble. And she didn't get in trouble, which means there was no damn trouble. So
I was like, Chris is gonna be all over this phone. I was like, that shit was hilarious, bro. At least he came back. You know who hasn't came back? The Plan B woman. The Plan B prisoner. Where the hell is she at?
I know, right?
Where them push-ups gonna come into play? Like, do the push-ups. Like, oh, anyway. Oh,
I mean, but with the fact that she gave up the phone though tells me, especially with it being a finale, that something big is going. Clearly, something big is going to happen. But I feel like she's going to be out of prison next episode.
No,
in the next episode. No,
nah, bro. No. I thought so too. I thought so. Oh, let's. All right. This once again, ladies and gentlemen, Tariq testifying. If he gets up there and says, I shot that motherfucker Ghost in the face and then I peed on his body, it doesn't mean anything because Tasha is not on trial for killing Ghost. She's on trial for being a drug dealer. It doesn't matter what Tariq says on the stand in no way, shape, or form. And guess what? If he acknowledges that he killed his dad, they're just going to say you did it for your drug dealing mother. It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
I don't know. So let's explore that though. So the whole thing with Tasha being the head of criminal enterprise or whatever. Can you just go to jail just off of that? No, they would have to have proof of something, right? Like you can't just say, hey, you're going to jail because you are the gang leader of the Crips. No one just goes to jail just because they're part of a gang. No, it's when you do something within that gang and then they just, you know what I mean?
But then it becomes the RICO. It becomes the RICO.
They're trying to prove a conspiracy.
Yes.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, but conspiracy to do, and then that will be that goes
murdered and drugs.
Yeah, murdered who? Like that's the thing. You can't just say, oh, we think you did drugs. You can't go to jail for like we think you. No, they would have to have something. You can't. Yeah. They can't just arrest you just because you're a head of a mafia.
All right.
Nobody in mafia just goes to jail just because they're the head of the mafia.
They have to. They have to
prove something for them to actually put you in jail. And I isn't it?
All they have to do is tell a convincing enough story that the jury would say, yes, she is a queenpin. That's all they got to do.
But did what? That's not.
It don't matter. She killed all these people, or she had her people kill all these people. And they don't care about the killers. They just care that she told Tommy to kill somebody. They ain't going after Tommy. They trying to get her because she told Tommy to kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, but what I guess my point is, the thing that would put her in jail in the first place is the fact that they think that it's Ghost that she killed. You know what I mean? Now, if Ghost didn't die, they could not. I mean, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be able to put her under, behind bars because of just her being.
She already confessed to that.
Yeah, but I guess that's my point though. Is like that's the reason why there's a trial in the first place. You cannot have a trial just because someone's the head of a mafia or a head of a gang. That never happens. It would have to be tax evasion. It would have to be like them witnessing that one drug sting or whatever that they catch on you. Something. That is why all these gang members and all these mafia folks are not behind bars to begin with. You know what I mean? Like.
They want us to believe that somehow that if Tariq says, yes, I killed my dad, somehow that will not that will stop Tasha from being Ghost, and really it was Jane St. Patrick. And all the Democrats want is for Tasha to be Ghost, so Ghost can't be Ghost.
But wouldn't that stop it though? I mean, no. I mean, I guess to continue with what you're saying. If they prove that Tariq was the one that shot his father, then
how are they going to do that?
like, I mean, like, what do you have?
Forensics says otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, if what I read on the internet is true, like Michael Rady Jr. is not tall enough to be the person that killed Ghost. But if he confesses, let's just put all that aside. Tariq once again said he's willing to confess, but he hires a lawyer. If you're willing to confess, you don't need a lawyer. You confess.
You always need a lawyer.
If he's so like, I'm taking one for the team, I want this one my
you
mom.
You still have to negotiate. He was he was a child. He was under 18.
Yes.
They can negotiate the fact he was a minor. He was under duress, or he was being abused, or whatever.
Or when is
Chris? You were saying?
No, I mean the thing with Tariq is, you know, I mean, like I just said, I feel like it would, if anything, it would kind of help his mother in a way, because it will destroy the whole argument of like saying why she would be in jail for several years. Like, you know what I mean? They would have nothing. That would kind of destroy it, because now you just say she's a queen pin, but queen pin and what proof you would now have. Your proof before all this was, oh well, she admitted that she killed Ghost. That's all we need. That's all you need. You can put her behind bars. Now you take that away, you can't really put you have to release her at that point. You know what I mean?
So you're saying if Tariq says I did it on my own volition, I had nothing to do with my mom. Yeah. It was not Tommy. She didn't. So she just lied on the stand to save me.
Yeah,
she's going to jail for that. Like,
she go to jail for that, but at the same time, though, I mean, she wouldn't be dealing with like hard years in the sense. No,
I understand. I understand, but she will be going to jail.
That happens a lot. I mean, that happens like someone defending their kid.
Yeah,
they charge you with like perjury and all that other stuff. But then usually this is different because because power. But usually the courts are sympathetic to that because they're like, oh, okay, that is your child. I would have done the same thing in the sense of like trying to protect your kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the route that they might take it. However, they could also flip it and be like, no, Tariq, it's you trying to defend your mother for what she did. And that's all you're trying to do. That's most likely what's going to happen. They're going to be like, Tariq's like, oh, don't listen to that kid. Oh, that kid just like, he lying. It's really his mother. His mother was the one that did. Tariq's just trying to defend her, his mother, which is what any kid would do. You know what I mean? So, and then he looks in the corner of his eye and there's Tommy all the way in the back of the dude,
in a hoodie in the middle of the courtroom. People gonna be like, he's gonna point to his gun in there,
and he's gonna point to his gun inside of his damn jacket, and he'll be like, how do you get into the court like that? It's like, don't they got metal detectors? And somehow he gets
not for Tommy.
He's Tommy. He's just Tommy.
All right.
Tommy stole a whole person out of the courthouse, remember?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
So he could very much do that.
He got the ambulance parked outside waiting.
Hey, he gets someone to poison Tasha. She gets sick. She goes to the bathroom.
Well, they killed that dude, right?
And you know who helped them? 2-Bit. 2-Bit recruits a couple of dudes, and they once again poison and pull Tasha out, just like they did the Jimenez sister, and they shoot that woman in the head, just like Patrick did. And Jason, just like Jason did. Excuse me, just like Jason did. And that would be the end of Tasha. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
No.
Did you want to talk about the whole classroom scene?
Oh yeah. We're gonna wrap this up with that bullshit.
Okay.
Because I was once again angry about the unnecessary use of race in this show. And that's what you talk about. You want to talk about the Frankenstein comments? I want to make sure we're on the same sheet of music.
Yeah. I mean, between that and the fact that everyone knows. I'm still confused at how everyone knows that Tariq's mother's in jail, but then only select people know why she's in jail. And then you got his professor being like, oh, his spotlight looking up Tariq's information. Like, I don't understand. No one was shocked when they was like, it's like, oh yeah, I didn't mean your like, I didn't mean. I was looking around like some of the extras that they have in the classroom. No one looked shocked. I was like, no one like no one. So everyone knew, but I guess no one asked the question why she's in jail, to the point that Jabari's punk ass was like shocked when he does some research. I'm confused. I don't know. So do they know the whole story or no? Well, not
the whole visual for this. So that's I see your point. They will flesh that out. But the whole point. So the Zeke thing was important because he recognized Drew from the photo. He recognized that Drew was the one that Tariq met at the CD hotel. So he is Greg. That's what I was telling Stacey last week off camera. Jabari is Greg in this season. Obsessed with finding the person who's sleeping with the one that he truly cares about, trying to make his own career be something, and that didn't work out for Greg. He's being Greg in this, but we gotta see where that goes. But this whole conversation, because every episode has some kind of literary theme. I was very upset that they used Frankenstein to talk about the Black experience in America, and I'm like, you can kiss my absolute ass on this. Okay. Like, this book was written in the 1800s by a white woman in a white country about white people. Like, in no way, shape, or form is this about anything to do with
Mary. Okay, side note: Mary Shelley and her husband were supporters of abolitionists for one. But
but that is irrelevant.
No.
All right, Chris, fine. So do you? Anyway, so then that leads to the conversation of somehow it related to the crime that happened last week, where a Black man was killed by two other Black men in this school, and put into the water. This turns into a conversation of improperly racial profiling. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Because the reason why the detective wants to talk to the Black students is because the guy was Black, and guess what? They should be talking to the Black students because there was a Black student who helped a Black criminal kill that Black man last week. Like, you can't use this as an example of improperly racial profiling when it's actually accurate. Like, Black people did this to another Black person. So there is no racial profiling. That's called facts. That's called detective work. And you're actually right in this situation. And I'm like, this book is about nature versus nurture, because that's what you saw in Frankenstein. That's what you see in Kanan. That's what you see in Tariq. And I'm like, this is unnecessary once again to me. Like, this ain't the situation. Bruchandra, why aren't they talking to the white students? Well, guess what? In the end, it wasn't the white student. Like, it was actually the Black student. So what is your point of any of this? This is not the racial stone to stand on to me. Like, in this one situation.
Well, technically, he wasn't Black; he was Hispanic. But okay, but yeah,
that also proves nothing because the white kids had nothing to do with it. Can we agree on that?
Yes, and the detective specifically said brown and Black. He didn't just say Black; he was talking about
minorities.
Yes.
Yeah, he said, and so yeah, but I can understand the frustration in a sense, because it's like more like, damn, like. It wasn't just minorities at that freaking school. Like, as a matter of fact, it could have been a white person that was in the crime. Like, why? Like, that was weird. Like, why are you only going towards that? I understood that whole, like, damn, like, the whole discuss in the sense of, like, okay, it'll be one thing if you knew half your school or whatever was part of GTG, right? But you don't know. You don't know any of this stuff. So you're automatically targeting a particular group, because you're only thinking that only the minority students are involved in this particular. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. It's like Braden. We already see that Braden's the head of, and he's a freaking Weston, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, what the hell? Like, the dude who's paying the school's bills, like his pops.
But you know what? Braden didn't drop a body.
Braden, but go towards the Negroes. Go towards like,
I watch enough ID channel to know you start with the people closest to the victim.
Yeah.
GTG is clearly a Black or Latino gang.
Sorry, I just had to. Sorry.
Stupid.
It's clearly a Black or Latino gang. So you start there and you work your way out.
Also, and then for Tariq to be somehow indignant that Lauren would even suggest that maybe there's some people in jail who deserve to be there. And for him to be like, does my mom deserve to be there? Your
Yes, she
mama is a
does.
drug dealer and a
Yes.
murderer. She
Yes.
absolutely deserves to be there. And you deserve to be there. And your dad deserves to be there. And your uncle deserves to be there. Like, I was like, this is seriously, like, Tariq should have kept his mouth shut and just been like, you know what? Let y'all work this stuff out. And then I'm just going to walk out of this classroom quietly. But to make Lauren be like, I'm sorry, Tariq, that I would even think that maybe people in jail, some of them actually did a crime. Just some of them. And like, but not your mother.
Yeah. I was waiting for one of the white students in the classroom to be like my mom deserved. I was waiting for one of the white students like, maybe she did. Or and then be like, after class, I'm whooping your ass. Like,
no, that would have been Bushandra. Bushandra would have took care of that.
Nothing.
Huh?
Tariq ain't whipping nothing.
Yeah, he ain't whipping nothing. Bushandra would have been like, look here, white girl, you shut the hell up because you don't know what it needs to be Black and brown in America. I'm not saying there's not a place in a conversation for that. That's not my point. I'm saying Frankenstein is not it. Okay. And this crime last week is not it. Like, that is ridiculous. Like, that was not even the point of the book. And I'm saying,
James Wales. So, okay, no. So, if you want to talk about literary work, so just like any other literary work, when it has the initial meaning, like there's always like the next, like sometimes when you have people even interpreting certain things, like even if that's not the writer's intent. I know when I studied Frankenstein in school, which is majority Black, there was a reinterpretation, especially with Mary Shelley dealing with, like you said, she was in England, and one of the big things she dealt with was the fact that of just women being separated as far as like not being able to do certain thing that men can do and the prejudices that they face. You know what I mean? And her and her husband seeing what was going on even around the world, including what was going on in the US. James Wales, I don't know if you're familiar with that name, but he's the guy who directed both the old school Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. And he changed certain things up with Mary Shelley's version to make it look like it was more of a discriminatory thing, because he, in fact, was against everything that was going on with minorities in general. And it started people to kind of re-look at Frankenstein and be like, okay, maybe that wasn't completely what Mary Shelley was looking at, but we can look at that as far as, and kind of look at that as a parallel of what's going on in society. You know what I mean? Of like this man who was brought in by his master, and then the way he treated his creature, in a sense of like want him to be him, unless you say this is how you do certain things, but then also mistreating him, and the whole world being shocked that that's what this creature became, because he was only trying to do good, but the whole world could not do that. And that's where the whole torches that you saw in the movie or whatnot, the whole like torches of them going after the monster, that wasn't the book. The book didn't do that. The director did that. He did that because that was also synonymous with what else was going on. So yes, you're absolutely right. If you want to talk about that direct original literary work of Frankenstein that they're reading, fine. Maybe that wasn't her full intent of that, but that's what Frankenstein in modern day, as far as people re-looking at it. So in that case, I did not have a problem with that. Now, I think somebody, I don't know, Rushanda, somebody said that was the writer's intent. So that part was what might have not been that accurate, because Mary Shelley talked about, or her other written work, she did kind of talk about certain social issues and whatnot, but Frankenstein, she never was really that open about that, so a lot of people just come up with conclusions, you know what I mean, especially when they saw how her and her husband were big supporters of certain things that was going on at the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I just,
I thought it wasn't a big deal, because I mean, hell, we talked about that, so I was like, okay, that kind of made that made, so trust me, there was a lot of issues I had with that episode. The Frankenstein connection thing was not it. Tariq comparing him to Frankenstein, that's where I was like, okay, that's some bullshit. You know what I mean? But Kane, perfect. I thought that was a perfect example of Frankenstein's monster.
So, Stacey, what are your thoughts? I'm sorry.
I'm a little confused why Courtney is so hell-bent on pushing like racism and prejudice and the downtrodden Black man to a wealthy, privileged Black boy who is indeed a criminal and a murderer. And we supposed to feel some type of way about this. She should have inserted a new character that is actually underprivileged and is actually discriminated against and actually like fits the narrative that she's trying to push.
Yeah, kind of like someone's name is like someone's name is like a Coffee Jones or something.
Yeah. Just saying, just throwing out character names. Somebody who's
random name
of the system.
I don't even know where that name came from. But
and also though, but just we gotta wrap this up. But also, I love the fact that the one Black student, the guy that you don't see that often, that said,
the one who was trying to hit on Brushonda that one episode. Yep.
Yeah, the one, and he was like, the one that said, we really could talk about the impact of the prison industrial complex on Black and brown people. I was like, please say, Professor Jabari, please say. It's funny you should bring that up. We brought in two guests to talk about this, Francis Johnson and Detective Blanca Rodriguez, to talk about their perspectives, since Francis had to sit there and educate Blanca on this issue for no damn reason. I was like, why did you bring those two characters in for this unnecessary line in dialogue? It was like, what are we even talking about now? But they should have brought them two in, and I would have been like, thank you, 2 points for you. I was like, check and mate. Like that's how you bring in Francis, the new professor of right? That would have been awesome. And Blanca, that would have been perfect. Absolutely.
He'll be professor of African American studies.
That's right.
Sociology and
criminal
justice and all that.
Right. Yeah, Blanca will be the adjunct professor, so she's fired now, and she's gonna teach criminal justice.
Economics. He could teach economics.
That's what I'm saying. So supply and demand. It's actually demand and supply. Let me show you how that works. Let's say, I don't know, you got drugs or something. You can't move it.
This is turning this into how to get away with murder. Like,
let's talk. How to get away with murder. No, Tommy should teach that. End of book 6, he's all done. Somehow he got immunity for all the people he's murdered, and he starts a professor course. He comes back to Stansfield and he opens a class, how to get away with murder. His adjunct professor is Tamika.
Yes.
Oh man,
if she survives this season.
I hope so. She's the only shining hope that I have for this show. And Effie. And I was like, Effie, I hope Effie goes the distance.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Why wasn't Tamika? No, I guess never mind. I was about to say, why wasn't she that upset when Tariq told her the truth? But I was thinking when she was coming after her dad initially. I for some reason I was mixing two stories together, so never mind. Right. I was like, yeah, I know you paid me or whatever, and I'll keep the cereal, but you son of a bitch or something. I was like, all right,
He's like, and then Courtney, as you saw the post credit thing, Courtney said the word monster is important because that's what Tamika referred to Ghost as at the beginning of the season. He was a monster of untold proportions, and then Tariq is like, he was a monster. That's why I killed him, but I'm a monster, but I had to be a monster to kill a monster. Anyway, I still believe this will be Kane's story in this episode will be the essence of Kanan's story in book 3. He's gonna have this will be his story arc, just over a much longer period of time. But you will see him turn into who he became. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. But anyway, guys.
Final predictions? Do we have like season finale predictions, Stacey?
Yeah, say what you got.
Tariq is dead? No, I said it was going to turn into the Who Shot Tariq episode.
That's okay.
But he won't die is what you're saying. He's just going to be shot. Is that what you're saying?
I want him to die. I'm sure Courtney does not. So, I have no say in the matter.
Yeah, it could just be the Braden show. That would be kind of interesting.
Yes, Braden and Kane start running this show.
And then Effie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Effie. I was disappointed. I was disappointed that Tariq wasn't left to run the business to realize he couldn't do it. Like Braden is still there, keep holding him up. I really wanted Tariq to suffer for a little bit, to be like, shit, I don't know how to move these products.
Yeah. What are your predictions there, Dave?
I don't know. Somehow Tariq's testimony turns back on Sax, so now he's in the shithole. Tasha's still in jail. Kane makes moves to maybe build his own empire. Like he will grow up to be, and somehow he's gonna hook up with 2-Bit. If not next week, at some point he will hook up with 2-Bit, and they will be the new crew. Tommy will be in that episode some level. Post-credit scene. I don't think it'll be like in the main episode. I think post-credit scene, like they did with Kanan escaping from that room, in season two. They'll let you know Tommy's in the universe and that he's still around. They'll do something to prep the Kanan spinoff somehow. There's gonna be a character somehow that's gonna connect to Kanan. So we're ramped up for the Kanan book 3, I think, somehow. So are good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get yours?
Oh, I mean, just my prediction is like, yeah. I mean, he gonna be in it. He gonna be in it. Whether he in it from the beginning or like the post credit thing, like the whole Linda Carter thing or something. You know what I mean? Something. Be like you just see it from the back and he's holding up a little steel beam or something from collapsing. And like, damn, you super strong, sir. You say, yeah, man, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any other predictions. You're right. Like this finale got to have a little bit more than just the courtroom. I know we're going to get the courtroom, but the only thing that can make this courtroom drama that we're about to see next episode from being like so boring is if somehow there's some random loophole or whatever and Tasha somehow gets out. I know y'all like kind of rolled your eyes at that, but come on now, does it seem that far-fetched now? Like, come on, think about it. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I mean, huh? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she will. I'm just saying, and only for it to be a finale, something big is going to have to happen. And other than maybe them shooting, like Kane shooting like his own mother and some other stuff going down, the only thing I can think of is white boys coming back, so that's pretty much it, so.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Mary J catches one. Yeah. I want to say for Kane to truly, again, to say out loud, we don't need mama or we don't need daddy. We can do this ourselves. For him to be on his own, he just killed the cop. Monet could get it. And that would be a good season finale.
Yeah. I mean, for one, Mary J's schedule, for one, like, I hate to just kind of say it like she just the actress, but like, she doesn't, when she does projects, does she always stay long to begin with necessarily?
I never seen her in a series, man, so I can't speak for her longevity.
Other than like Umbrella Academy, she was only there for one season, and there was some other show she did. She was there kind of briefly.
Yeah.
For her to commit to that, I don't know. It would be kind of easy for her to get caught. I just say that. Yeah. She'll get caught. You know what I mean? And just like, and going with the whole Frankenstein thing, what did Frankenstein's monster do?
Killed his creator. Killed his creator.
Yeah.
Pulled it off with him. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go, Chris. You on this shit.
Just saying.
Did he really sail off into the north with his creator like they said in the movie? I only watched the movie.
No, man. No, that was just straight up Hollywood, like not trying to get too, just like the whole nursery rhyme stuff where they, the whole like the three pigs and the wolf, you know what I mean? It didn't necessarily end with 3 pigs, like la 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 la. We kept the wolf out. Nah, Lil Ray Riding Hood, all that stuff. Nah, that's not how it. No.
But he did kill the
yeah. It wasn't a good ending for anybody really. So
yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Frankenstein did all kinds of wild shit. But anyway, the point is, Frankenstein killed his creator. Thank you, Chris. And that's why Kane will kill Monet at some point. Lorenzo is too far into prison. I don't think he can pull that off. I don't think he had that kind of juice. But Monet is going to do it because Monet created him.
He got juice for his phone, though. He got extra juice for that phone.
Leave the phone go, man. He's got beat.
I don't have a choice because now I ain't got nothing to complain about.
She's going to get a new one. He said he's going to give her a new one back. He said that. Anyway, man. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I know it's kind of long. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Like on the video, comment on the video, share the video. All of you, we read your comments. Even the guy who said we like to hear our own voice. Even the commenter who said we get too much into the details. I got it, but that's what we do, or that's why you. Hopefully, that's why you watch, because we make you think about the show.
Yeah, we're not normal, y'all. We're not normal people, and we're something wrong. Let's be honest. There's something actually wrong with us, actually. So I think I would hope maybe that's why y'all kind of watch us too, because we got some screws loose, and that's why we think about random stuff like a phone and a forever phone and stuff about like skin color difference of kids and stuff like that. Stuff that nobody really talks about or whatever, and just
We ain't getting that shit.
And yeah, and YouTube ain't paying us, so we just trying to have fun.
That's right. We're not monetized. We're doing this for free. But anyway, guys, thank you guys very much, and we will see you again next week.